Hey guys, my camera shut down on me, so we're going to go ahead and finish this reading where, we are having some heartbreak and some loss and feeling like, our family has, that we've been betrayed, right? Or that we've been let down, or, this is just a challenging situation, that maybe, those old timelines were a little bit more karmic than they are, set up for your highest and best benefit, right? So, remember, no matter what we are creating, the world and the universe reflects back to us, our main vibrations, right? So, make sure that you are manifesting from a place of empowerment, because truth and justice, and due process always come through, right? And with the truth, right? It may mean that you're making a direction change here in the near future, but you want to make sure that you're looking at the fine print of everything and paying attention, releasing those trauma bonds, releasing those trauma timelines, and, maybe even, reclusing or secluding yourself a little bit so that you can align to your highest timeline, right? To that which you resonate with the most, right? So these two, opening the Moonology deck, the energy is gaining momentum, and this is for a waxing moon. And you are good enough. Most definitely, you are good enough. Remember and, recite to yourself, play it over and over again, your true value and worth, right? We are all valuable and all worthy, regardless of what this world tries to tell us, right? And regardless of what we are manifesting or born into, right? So we can always change and shift our direction at any time, right? So we just have to focus on it and make sure to, eliminate those lower timelines of, karmic timelines, lower timelines of lustful things, and those, creature comforts of this world, going out and spending a lot of time, away from your home or partying or, that sort of thing is not really going to serve you, in your highest timeline, right? So it might be a good time to start changing habits, and looking elsewhere besides where you have looked in the past, right? Make sure that you are meditating, and you can do meditation at any time. You don't necessarily have to sit down and, sit there in silence. You can meditate even while you are doing your work, just by, holding that space and keeping that higher space of love and light. But there are going to be some changes coming in. This is the 12/12 portal, and we have the winter solstice coming in next week. So, we're going to be bringing a lot more love into our situations, right? The more that we focus on love and know that we are deserving of love, the more that we are going to bring it in. All right, one last time with the Moonology deck. Yeah, prosperity lies ahead, most definitely. And this is new moon in Taurus, which I am a Taurus. So a lot of you guys that may be Taurians or earth signs, you can be definitely expecting that prosperity to, those doors of prosperity to open up for you, right? So expect powerful change. And this is the new moon eclipse, which we have our new moon coming up here maybe next week, I believe. So, by this timeline, probably by the solstice, there's going to be some exciting changes or powerful changes, for you coming in, right? So let's go ahead and dive into this Raven's Wand Oracle and see what messages they're calling to us. And as I split the deck, the Call of Longing, and we have Oak Endures, right? So, excuse me, someone might have some trouble with their throat chakra speaking their truth, because no matter what, this reminds me of, the oak and the family tree, and how much love and, care has been put into growing this tree, especially, from the seed, from, childbirth, from the birth of it, right? So no matter what, the oak endures, right? The love endures. So, and what you're longing for is also longing for you. You may be a little bit wild at heart. You may have had some challenging times growing up, a lot of family or familial dysfunction, and that may have, got you set off to a really challenging time in your youth. But Spirit wants you to know that, no matter what, even though you may have been running in those karmic timelines, now's the time to, move into your higher selves, right? We have that sweet temptation, and these temptations wouldn't show up for us, I look at it as, you see something that's good, right? And that you want it, right? And so, with some balance and everything, you can most definitely have it, right? Again, on the bottom of the deck, the call of longing. So your soul is calling out to someone, something, some environment, or, some work, something like that. So you're definitely going to bring in these higher timelines, and things are going to start shifting for you really quickly. So guys, I hope this message finds you well. Peace out, and I'll see you on the flip side. Mwah. Much love.